The protagonist, Masa, never expected that simply heading home after work would result in a sexy, beautiful ninja wife falling from the sky. He was nearly hit by a steel beam, thinking he was about to be transported to another world, but the next moment the beam was sliced into pieces by the ninja. A beautiful girl in a tight, sexy outfit appeared before him, claiming that the object was not a steel beam, but a demon. Masa, who had always been unlucky with demons around him since childhood, was told by Lily that he had warrior lineage, and that ninjas were secretly protecting him as the righteous blade. Masa, a regular office worker, couldn't believe her outrageous story until he actually saw a demon, suggesting his warrior blood had awakened and he would face more demons. Lily offered to protect him closely with conditions. Masa sensed a future of being financially drained but couldn't refuse the attractive girl. She bluntly asked about his savings, his usual time of returning home, and if he had a gaming console, then looked at him with greedy anticipation. Despite his reservations, Masa brought her home. Once there, Lily changed into casual sportswear, looking completely different from her sexy ninja persona, and more like a NEET, begging Masa to support her. Masa agreed to her absurd request, and she made herself at home, eagerly playing games. Their days were spent with Masa cooking meals, buying games, and sleeping together, with all household chores handled by him alone. Masa enjoyed this because he had always struggled with social interactions, whether in school or at work, and was typically alone. Now, he cherished Lily's company. Lily praised Masa as the best man she knew, and she seemed flippant, but was actually quite shy alone in the bathroom. Whenever Masa faced danger, Lily was there to save him, but otherwise, she was just a NEET. Masa's doting made her feel embarrassed. Lily was touched when Masa said he didn't mind her being at home, making it hard for her to focus on gaming. She felt she couldn't continue like this. When Masa returned from work, he brought her a limited edition accessory from her favorite game as a thank you for protecting him. Lily was overjoyed, saying defeating demons was the least of her tasks, but delighted in the gift. She then challenged Masa to a game to prove her skills, but was soundly defeated, wondering if he had secretly gotten stronger. Masa modestly mentioned he had only won a championship once. After losing 10 games, Lily gave up, not realizing her frustration. Masa enjoyed spending time with someone else and looked forward to playing games with Lily again, which made her blush and eager to continue playing. But Masa had to do laundry. To keep him playing with her, Lily declared she would take care of all the laundry the next day, moving further away from her expected NEET lifestyle. While playing video games at home, Lily suddenly sensed a demon near Masa and quickly changed out of her sportswear to protect him. With only 10 minutes left for a timed mission in the game, she doubted she could finish off the enemy and complete the task, so she handed the gaming console to Masa. Surprisingly, Masa remained composed and continued playing. By the time Lily had defeated the enemy, Masa had collected a heap of rare items. Seeing the bounty, Lily was thrilled, and Masa was happy to see her happy. It had been over a month since Masa and Lily had signed a master-servant contract. Suddenly, Masa was informed by his company that he needed to travel for a week. Unable to accompany him, Lily gave him a charm to conceal his warrior lineage. She reminded him not to think that just because he had such a powerful item, he no longer needed a female ninja, noting how difficult it was to make such charms. Masa quickly assured her he would never end the contract, but worried about Lily managing on her own. He left her some meal money, which she spent all on the first day on figurines. When Masa returned a week later, he found the house littered with bean sprout wrappers and a famished Lily, who immediately begged him to cook for her. Masa didn't want to ask what had happened during the week. Instead, he presented her with a gift, which turned out to be the expensive figurine she had purchased. Lily was overwhelmed, questioning what her diet of bean sprouts throughout the week meant. The next day, Masa was not at home, but he had prepared food for her and left his usual work bag with a packed lunch inside. Having forgotten his lunch, Masa was about to buy something when he received a call from Lily, offering to bring his food. Before he could even hang up, Lily, being a top-tier ninja, appeared before him using a teleportation technique. Feeling useful, Lily couldn't help but ask for a reward as her favorite game had just been released. Masa agreed without hesitation. However, their conversation was photographed and posted on social media, catching the eye of another ninja who was looking for Lily. This ninja, a huge fan of Lily's, rushed to Masa's home only to see her idol in a NEET state, gaming after staying up for 2 nights. a stark contrast to the ninja queen she idolized. Heartbroken, Mochi burst in to confront her about her transformation, blaming it on Masa. On seeing Masa, Mochi was filled with murderous intent, but was stabbed by Lily before she could act. Lily pushed back with fierce words, warning anyone who disturbed her life, regardless of who they were. Mochi, who idolized this fierce side of Lily, was ironically infatuated on the spot, showing a twisted affection. Masa was dismayed by the scene, and Lily, embarrassed, punched the obsessive fan away, assuring Masa that not everyone around her was a pervert, unaware that another odd character was quietly observing them. Masa witnessed the most explosive scene of his life when the masochistic ninja Mochi, who he had once wanted to kill, transformed after being tormented by a demon. Previously, Mochi had interrupted Lily's gaming, causing her to pull 2 all-nighters. Just as she was about to complete the game, another uninvited guest, the junior ninja Hina, arrived, causing Lily to panic and yell, "Don't come over!" But then, their house lost power, and Lily's game progress was reset again. It wasn't intentional on Hina's part. She immediately apologized deeply to Lily. With the storm raging outside, they had no choice but to let Hina in. No sooner had she sat down than Masa's phone mysteriously cracked. It turned out that Hina had a naturally unlucky aura, which also affected those around her. She confessed that she had violated a ninja village taboo by developing feelings for her master and was asked to dissolve their master-servant contract. Hina preferred leaving the ninja village over leaving her master, but staying would mean constant bad luck for her master. Thus, she begged Lily to take her on as an apprentice. Lily reluctantly agreed and took Hina monster hunting, but Hina could only perform basic ninja techniques. Using anything more advanced would endanger her teammates. So, Lily had to focus not only on the demons, but also on guarding against friendly fire, dealing with the demons herself. However, she was certain that Hina had the potential to be more than a mid-level ninja. Building Hina's confidence was the next step. Just then, Lily nearly fainted into Masa's arms after having been awake for 2 days and nights. She tried to stand, not wanting to appear weak before her junior, but her legs failed her again. Masa quickly supported her. Seeing this, Hina felt guilty, blaming herself for Lily's condition and not wanting to cause more trouble. Unexpectedly, Hina's master appeared, not blaming her at all but grateful for her efforts. The air filled with romantic tension between them, prompting Masa to comment to Lily that they resembled them. Just as he spoke, the demon they thought was defeated rose again, charging at Hina's master. Hina stepped in front of her master, using a ninja technique with full force for the first time, although it was just a basic level technique. Lily yelled that it wouldn't be enough and rushed to help, but to everyone's surprise, the immense power of Hina's basic technique was enough to defeat the mid-level demon in one blow. Hina turned to thank Lily only to find she had accidentally injured her. Fortunately, with Hina's issues resolved, Lily could finally play her game in peace, securing her home. Masa, however, was worried about Lily's well-being, but she was fired up, determined to finish her game. Just then, Masa received a call to go to the office. Turning around, he found Lily had fallen asleep. He smiled, relieved, and went to the office alone with the charm Lily had given him. Instead of encountering demons, he ran into the yandere Mochi, who was still not ready to let Masa go. Envious of Masa's sweet life with the beautiful and powerful Lily, Mochi threatened to tear him apart unless he ended the contract. But Masa, having been informed by Lily, knew well that ninjas were not allowed to kill. Mochi actually let go, but just as Masa was about to have a serious talk with her, she suddenly attacked him. Masa quickly ducked down, and Mochi, now fully in her yandere mode, licked her knife's edge with flushed excitement, intending to make Masa experience real pain. However, the next second, a demon appeared out of nowhere and sent her flying, but masochistic Mochi found it thrilling. The demon then reached for Masa, while Lily was sound asleep, her hair twirling like a propeller, completely undisturbed by the noise. Masa's phone and charm were shattered, leaving him no way to contact Lily. As the Minotaur prepared to strike again, surprisingly, Mochi saved him. She enjoyed the Minotaur's hit so much that she couldn't resist wanting another. Of course, her main motivation was to earn praise from Mistress Lily. Mochi, with all her might, drew her sword and swiftly killed the Minotaur. Masa was shocked to see how powerful the masochistic ninja could be. However, unexpectedly, just as Mochi sheathed her sword, a second demon appeared behind her. What followed was a scene Masa could hardly bear to watch. Mochi was beaten mercilessly by the demon, moaning with each hit. Yet she was becoming increasingly anxious inside as she realized she was completely overpowered. Despite enjoying it, this was a forced pleasure. She couldn't believe that Masa, a mere ronin, would attract such a powerful demon. As the demon clenched its fist and launched a furious attack, Mochi, overwhelmed by the intense sensations, lost control of her ninja techniques due to the accumulated damage. The burst of power at that moment destroyed the demon, but also left her exposed. Masa watched Mochi still twitching on the ground and sensed something was off. Wait, why did she have a flat chest and a bulge below? The masochistic Mochi was actually a man. Caught with his secret revealed, Mochi no longer dared to speak harshly to Masa. He had always struggled with having a feminine face while possessing a male body, which he despised. Thus, he had used ninja techniques to alter his body. Tearfully, Mochi begged Masa not to tell Lily, even assuming such a posture, only to be caught by Lily herself. Desperate not to let Lily see him like this, he threw himself on Masa to cover his front, not realizing this would only anger Lily more. She demanded Mochi get off her master, but Mochi claimed he couldn't. He asked Masa for help in hiding his front. But facing the overwhelming fury from Lily, he found the situation strangely exhilarating, even thinking it wouldn't be so bad to be killed like this. Thankfully, Masa intervened, telling Lily that Mochi had exhausted his strength saving him from the demon and could barely stand. Taking Masa's word, Lily believed him. Meanwhile, Mochi stuffed 2 balls into his chest to face Lily confidently. Unexpectedly, Lily didn't suspect a thing and watched as Mochi limped away. Since the last time she failed to protect Masa in time, Lily has been consumed by guilt. She feels her only purpose is to protect Masa, which justifies her staying and freeloading. Now that she has failed even in her primary duty, she feels too ashamed to stay. However, Masa would never let his wife leave and quickly confessed his true feelings. Living with Lily had also healed him. He felt genuinely happy seeing Lily enjoy the meals he cooked. He also enjoyed spending his days off playing games with her, so he wouldn't consider replacing her with another female ninja. Hearing this, Lily felt fully revitalized and decided to shamelessly stay. While Masa was taking out the trash, he noticed new neighbors moving in, Hina and Mochi. Hina had already greeted Lily, while Masa met Mochi downstairs. They immediately invited the newcomers over and asked why they had moved. Hina moved because her master was transferred, and Mochi's mission designated this place as his new base. Lily felt like the sky was falling, but Hina quickly explained that she rarely experienced misfortune when with her master because being happy seemed to counteract her bad luck. Moved by this, Lily immediately grabbed Nakayama's hand, pleading with him to make Hina happy. Mochi, on the other hand, showed no reaction. His real reason for moving was to change Lily's mind, unaware that she had already seen through his intentions. When Lily confronted him about what he wanted with Masa that night, Mochi, wrapped in murderous intent, went crazy. He wouldn't admit that he stayed around Lily just to be yelled at and beaten by her. Although Lily disliked her colleagues moving in, she had no right to ask them to leave. She only warned them not to disturb her peaceful life with Masa, which nearly made Mochi's eyes bulge out of his head in rage. His idol had been so easily snatched up by Masa. However, their presence had its benefits. When Masa fell ill with a cold, Lily saw it as an opportunity to repay his kindness. She rolled up her sleeves to cook, but the result was so bad that even she couldn't eat it. She awkwardly asked Masa if he wanted ice cream instead. Realizing the cooking disaster, Masa told her where his wallet was. Lily grabbed it and went out to buy a feast for Masa, but encountered a demon right outside, which she defeated instantly. However, the wallet then disappeared. Fortunately, Hina and Nakayama ran into her, and Hina taught her how to make porridge. In Lily's eyes, Hina was like an angel. Seeing herself as useless except in combat, Lily was amazed by Hina's willingness to cook for Masa, who quickly clarified that their relationship was not romantic. Hina then hurried back with the porridge but invited Lily to cook together again. When Masa tasted the porridge Lily made, he couldn't stop praising it. However, Lily was too nervous to stay for his judgment, and had to calm herself with a card draw, only to find that the limited-time card pool had already ended. Devastated, Lily continued to vent her frustration in the game. Today, Masa went grocery shopping, and the cashier, a part-time high school girl who lived in the same apartment building, had been quietly observing him. Previously, Masa's gaze seemed vacant, but lately, he had looked more spirited, all thanks to that woman. Initially, the high school girl thought he was living with his girlfriend, but after observing for a while, her love radar had no reaction for Masa. Disappointed, she had hoped for a lively love life between them. When Masa first moved in with the beautiful older woman, Asakura was thrilled, expecting to witness an adult romantic cohabitation. However, since day one, the woman had barely left the house, leaving all household chores to Masa while she played video games all day, only leaving the house to buy bean sprouts occasionally. Sometimes she felt guilty and offered to shop with Masa, but she would end up collapsing into his arms due to exhaustion from gaming all night. Despite this, Masa remained unmoved, confirming to Asakura that they weren't in a romantic relationship. In contrast, the new couple, Hina and Nakayama, openly showed affection, making Asakura full without breakfast from just watching them. One day, Masa suddenly asked Lily why she never took off her ninja suit. It was all because of laziness. If a demon appeared, Lily could quickly strip off her top and jump into action, eliminate the demon, and then return to her gaming immediately. Moreover, her ninja suit was made by materializing ninja essence, which could be regenerated at any time to become a brand new outfit. Of course, her jacket still needed washing. So, Masa gave Lily one of his hoodies as a spare. Once she put it on, Lily realized it was the legendary boyfriend hoodie filled with Masa's scent. But before she could get carried away, she noticed someone on the balcony. When Asakura returned, she walked in just as Lily was throwing Mochi out the door. She had never allowed Mochi within her line of sight. True to form, Mochi began acting crazy, begging Lily to scold him more and even crawling towards her on his knees, only to be punched away by Lily. However, Asakura's focus was surprisingly on the hoodie Lily was wearing. She rushed back to her room, which was filled with romance posters. It turned out Asakura was a lover of romantic comedies and had assumed Lily had no capacity for romance. Yet here she was, a user of the boyfriend hoodie. It seemed Asakura needed to improve her judgment. Therefore, she decided to continue spying, or rather, observing them. Next door, after waiting for the hoodie to dry, Mesa gave it back to Lily. Lily had already removed her ninja suit and was now wearing the hoodie close to her body. She found herself unwilling to switch back to her usual sports shirt and even thought about wearing it permanently. Masa's laptop suddenly broke down, and as he was considering whether to buy a new one, Lily called him over to play games. This time, Lily finally won, beating Masa for the first time, and she couldn't help but show off, eagerly asking for another game. While playing, Masa told Lily he planned to buy a new computer, one that both of them could play games on together, but he wasn't very knowledgeable about it and hoped Lily could go with him. Lily was more than willing, and quickly realized this was essentially a date, and their destination was Akihabara, a haven for anime fans. However, Lily had no suitable clothes apart from her sportswear, and the shops were already closed. She decided to ask Masa to wait at the station the next morning while she quickly went to ask Hina for help. Unfortunately, Hina was out on a date, but Mochi from next door heard the commotion and invited her over. Upon learning Lily wanted to borrow clothes, Mochi couldn't miss the opportunity. With no other options and facing an overly excited Mochi, Lily reluctantly fulfilled his wish. Not only did she pick out a satisfactory outfit, but Mochi also did her makeup and seized the chance to ask if her relationship with Masa had surpassed that of master and servant. Lily tried to deflect Mochi's probing by praising Masa, saying living with him felt very healing. But Mochi quickly pointed out that Lily sounded more like Masa's pet than his lover. Lily pondered this and realized it might be true, but Mochi started to sow discord among them. However, Lily wasn't having any of it and managed to leave after threatening Mochi with force, who was satisfied with getting his way. Meanwhile, Masa was waiting at the station, thinking Lily didn't care much about appearances since she had previously come to their company dressed casually. He was surprised she wanted to change clothes today, realizing he might not understand her as well as he thought. When Lily appeared, transformed and stunning, she turned heads, but she was also concerned about what Mochi had said. Determined to understand Masa's feelings, she was nervous that her style might not suit her. Fortunately, Masa didn't disappoint, immediately complimenting her beauty, which flustered Lily so much that she rushed to the restroom to calm down, clearly smitten by Masa's kindness. Together, they headed to Akihabara, the mecca of anime. Stepping out of the station, they saw maid cafes and various shops that delight otaku. Lily, in her element, forgot all about her nerves, excitedly visiting all the shops she liked, forgetting their original purpose was to buy a computer. Masa didn't want to dampen her spirits and joined her in buying crepes. It wasn't until they were eating that Lily remembered she had dressed up to clarify Masa's feelings, recalling his compliment and feeling joyful again. To calm down, she went to buy ice cream alone. Just as she left, Masa ran into an old high school friend and his girlfriend. The friend, being frivolous, immediately asked about Lily and joked about their relationship. When Lily returned with her ice cream, she overheard the friend jokingly calling her a pet, which made her feel down. But the next moment, Masa firmly denied it, saying Lily had healed him and he never felt like he was just taking care of her. She was very important to him. The high school friend, seeing Masa's seriousness, was left speechless, wishing them happiness before quickly leaving with his girlfriend. Lily was deeply moved by Masa's words, her emotions overwhelming her to the point of tears, feeling both the warmth and gentleness of the moment and a bit of coldness, only to realize her ice cream had melted. By the time the two finished buying the computer, it was already evening. Masa didn't realize Lily had overheard his words and just felt that she was acting a bit unusual today, wondering why she was blushing so frequently. In fact, Lily was just too shy to look him directly in the face. But thinking about how Masa always expressed his emotions openly, while she had been avoiding doing so, she decided to take the initiative. She grabbed Masa's hand and was about to confess her feelings when a tactless monster appeared and disrupted the moment. Frustrated, Lily punched the monster, exploding it on the spot. Covered in blood, she was unable to continue her carefully prepared speech and ended up crying breathlessly. Meanwhile, at the entrance of their apartment, Asakura was lying in wait. She had overheard Masa and Lily planning to go out early in the morning, and, considering herself an expert in love, she wanted to confirm whether the two were a real couple. After waiting all day without seeing them return, she wondered if they might have decided to stay out overnight. Just as she thought this, she saw them approaching, with Lily crying in Masa's arms. This made Asakura even more curious about what they had done. The next day, Asakura complained to her best friend that they obviously went on a date, and although living in the same apartment, they had arranged to meet outside, which she considered a romantic gesture. Asakura wanted to observe their entire date, but realized that would be too creepy. So she settled for watching from the apartment entrance, where her friend teased her for being a love virgin, with no right to judge adult relationships. This struck a nerve, but Asakura also reflected on herself and realized she shouldn't impose her own standards on others, as love varies from person to person. She recalled her NEET freak sister, who once saw the possibility of love through her boyfriend's hoodie. Reinvigorated by this thought, Asakura began spying on Lily, who came out to pick up a parcel and seemed very happy. Asakura wondered if this was a sign of love, but it turned out the package contained the high-end gaming computer they had bought a few days ago. With this, Lily could play games freely. Just then, Mochi appeared, and as ninjas, they both sensed that someone had been watching them. However, they didn't take it seriously since the observer seemed harmless. Lily noticed a look in Asakura's eyes, a longing typical of her age for mature women, an unavoidable fate for a genius beauty ninja like her. Mochi, of course, sided with Lady Lily, but she had come to remind Lily about returning the clothes she had borrowed. Lily felt embarrassed, especially since the clothes were stained with blood, and she planned to wash them before returning them. Mochi, however, was reluctant to have them washed, cherishing the clothes that had wrapped around Lily's beautiful body and bore her sweat and scent. To him, washing them would be a waste. Realizing Mochi was still the same old pervert, Lily knocked him away with a single punch, which oddly seemed to satisfy him even more. The priority was to set up the new computer, and while Asakura kept watching them, she felt disappointed, thinking her sister had no hope for love. She then shifted her focus back to Hina and her master, a couple who couldn't stop flaunting their affection even while shopping, captivating cashier Asakura. That was the kind of love she aspired to. Unexpectedly, on her way back from work, Asakura ran into Masa. Since he didn't have to work the next day, he was buying snacks in preparation for a whole day of gaming with Lily, who was thrilled about the new computer. Seizing the opportunity, Asakura curiously asked Masa if he handled all the household chores, wondering how he managed both work and home. Masa saw no issue with this arrangement, especially since Lily always diligently protected him, a task only she could do. He felt no need to discuss these matters with outsiders, and doing household chores was trivial for him. Lily always made sure to thank him sincerely, a simple gesture that brought him immense happiness. As soon as Masa reached the door, Lily couldn't wait to open it and welcome him. Seeing them happily chatting, Asakura had an epiphany. Perhaps relying on an understanding boyfriend who helped with everything, allowing her to play games all day without working or doing chores, could also be considered true love. Well, it did sound pretty nice indeed. Once a ninja becomes a member of a ninja village, they are never allowed to betray it. Anyone who betrays the ninja village will inevitably be hunted down. Clearly, Lily was facing a new round of trouble. Today, Hina went to pick up her master from work and sure enough encountered a demon on the way. Fortunately, after some time training, she could easily handle it. However, while she was affectionately chatting with her master, a blonde twin-tailed girl suddenly interrupted them. This person was Kunai, the leader of another ninja village and Lily's archenemy. She threatened Hina, the traitor, to take her to see Lily immediately. With no choice, Hina led her to Lily's house, where Kunai immediately challenged Lily to a duel. Unfortunately for her, Lily was busy playing video games and couldn't be bothered to even comment, only reminding Kunai that she had never beaten her before. This stirred up all of Kunai's unpleasant memories, and she lashed out at Hina for leaving the ninja village without telling her anything, scolding her severely. Seeing Hina becoming increasingly downhearted, Lily panicked, fearing that this would trigger her bad luck. Frightened, she quickly tried to cast a mirror barrier. However, before she could activate it, Hina's negative emotions had already reached a critical level. Not only did she destroy the house, but she also sent Kunai flying out, landing right next to Masa downstairs. Masa quickly carried Kunai back, only to find the room had already returned to normal. Mochi, hearing the commotion, rushed over. The mirror barrier wasn't cast by any of the ninjas present, so who could it be? Masa couldn't help but ask what a mirror barrier actually was. In fact, it was a barrier set by ninjas during battles with demons. Once activated, the space around the caster would transform into a special area known as the mirror barrier. In this space, nothing exists except the target and the caster, so no matter what happens inside, it does not affect the real world. Masa was astounded by this explanation. No one present wanted to engage with her. They were only concerned about who had set up the mirror barrier that could cover the entire apartment building. It must have been a very powerful ninja. The doorbell rang the next second, and Masa heard the landlord's voice outside. He opened the door to let them in. The landlord immediately flashed behind Lily and held a kunai to her throat. It turned out the landlord was also a ninja, and not just any ninja, but Lily's mentor and the former captain of the ninja village's secret force, Saya. Saya had defected from the village before Lily did, and after leaving, she became obsessed with making money, and had since become involved in various industries, becoming a billionaire. Additionally, she had gathered ronin, or masterless samurai, in this apartment building. Long ago, when demons suddenly appeared, samurai families who had inherited secret techniques through generations joined forces with ninjas. Those who had only inherited the bloodline and left the clan were known as ronin. Masa was among them. Gathering them here to protect them was also Saya's way of doing favors. Of course, since Lily and the others had just destroyed the mirror barrier she had set up, they now owed her compensation. Saya stated that repairing the barrier would cost at least 1 million yen, and this expense would definitely have to be borne by them. The next day, she took the 4 ninjas to a shop she owned, a ninja maid cafe. The maids there used genuine ninjutsu, and were all real female ninjas who had left the ninja village. Lily and her group now had to work there to pay off their debt. The new batch of ninja maids was of very high quality, and customers were immediately attracted to them. Thus, the novice maids, without any prior training, were thrown into the deep end and began serving customers. First was the clumsy maid Hina, who, when a customer ordered a ninja burger, tried to emulate her seniors by applying ninjutsu to the burger, but ended up blasting the customer's hair off. However, the customer wasn't angry, and actually praised the clumsy maid for being fantastic. Next was Mochi, who only cared about Lady Lily and was reluctant to serve others. Unfortunately, some customers enjoyed his fierce demeanor, finding his surly face refreshing. Then there was Kanai, who clearly belonged to the tsundere type and had no interest in listening to a chubby fan's long speeches. Just as she was about to lose her patience, the fan complimented her, saying, "Out of all the new maids today, Kanai-chan is definitely the cutest." This captured Kanai's heart and instantly brought out her tsundere nature. The only one struggling was Lily, who had been a homebody for too long and didn't even know how to interact with strangers. She almost threw up just trying to speak. Wondering how she would ever be able to pay off her debt and return to her homebody lifestyle, Lily decided to give it her all. After mentally preparing herself, she walked back into the hall only to find Masa and Nakayama had also arrived. They saw Lily with a sweet smile, calling them Master. Masa was stunned. He had been called by Saya to help, but encountered this situation instead. Lily was assigned to serve their table. Already harboring secret feelings for Masa, she was even more confused. But no matter what she said, Masa was very cooperative. Unfortunately, she still couldn't finish the spell. Meanwhile, Hina spotted her master and, startled, threw the alcoholic drink she was holding. Lily immediately rushed over to support her and ended up drinking the alcohol, after which the poor drinker Lily passed out on the spot. When she woke up, only Masa was by her side. Lily couldn't help but start a drunken rant, lamenting how hard she had tried but still couldn't do anything right. This just wasn't for her. Masa comforted his little pet, acknowledging all the effort she had put in. "Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses," he said, suggesting that they find another way to pay off the landlord's money if she was struggling so much. Lily was once again touched by her master's kindness, sincerely calling him master and telling him how important he was to her, only to start vomiting immediately after. Despite the chaotic 3 days, the four of them successfully met their work targets. Kanai had the highest sales, almost double that of Lily. Finally surpassing Lily in something, Kanai didn't hesitate to mock her. Even Saya praised Kanai's talent, making her blossom with joy. But Lily could tell that her old teacher was probably up to no good again. Today marked the end of their work. Saya said they could take their maid uniforms home. Hina definitely planned to take hers, especially since her master had nosebleeds seeing her in it. She also told Lily that Mr. Masa seemed very happy, and after taking care of a drunken Lily, he appeared a bit shy. So, Lily, who initially planned to throw her uniform away, decided to take it home too. On the other hand, Masa's feelings were complex. Lily, having drunk too much, could not remember anything she said that day. Did that mean his statement about being important to her was just a slip of the tongue while drunk? Meanwhile, Lily was at home, still conflicted, but eventually mustered the courage to wear the maid outfit to greet her master when he returned. As soon as the doorbell rang, she rushed to open it, only to find Mochi. It turned out she had accidentally taken his clothes. Mochi was thrilled to see Lily in his outfit and became overly excited until Lily punched him out the door. Soon after, Lily sensed Masa was in danger from a goblin. Masa had just picked up a steel rod to fight when Lily suddenly appeared and killed the goblin instantly. Masa had helped her so much that she felt handling fights was a small way to repay him. Masa, noticing the clothes Lily was wearing, saw her stumble through an explanation that her master had forced her to wear them, not that she wore them to please him. Back home, Masa cooked a lavish dinner for Lily. He wanted to ask her opinion about him, but seeing her focused solely on the food, he couldn't bring himself to say anything. He thought continuing this way was fine. Cooking for Lily, playing games with her. He was happy with such a life. However, their teacher Saya couldn't stand by and watch. She burst into their house with bad intentions, stating that Lily had no desire to change her situation and should leave since her apartment didn't welcome ninjas like her, especially with a master like Masa who had that particular lineage. Masa was confused by her words, but Lily switched to combat mode, though she was no match for her teacher and was quickly overwhelmed. Saya questioned Lily about how long she planned to drag Masa down with her incompetence. Lily's first instinct was to flee, but she was knocked down by Saya again. Unexpectedly, Masa stood in front of her and told Saya that no matter how skilled a ninja she couldn't drive Lily away. His current life with Lily was the most important thing to him. Saya backed down temporarily, respecting Masa's wishes, but warned Lily to think carefully before leaving. The next morning, Masa saw Lily standing alone by the window. She then told him she had decided not to be a NEET anymore.